Okay, I have a question here. Okay, why is big tech pushing AI when nobody wants it? Why, if you go to the homepage on YouTube now, if you try not being logged in and you go to the homepage on YouTube and you see what kind of crap they're presenting you, um, you'll see that they are loving the AI. They seem to be pushing AI and shorts and reaction slop, that kind of thing. There are people who have been testing this, and they are saying that the first few lines just too long format proper videos, and the rest is just some live stream. Well, this is a live stream. This is not going to be promoted on YouTube, of course. And AI shorts and that kind of thing. And everybody, not everybody, but when I say everybody, I mean most people and all sensible people. They don't want that. They do not want it. So why are they still pushing AI? I heard that the only hardware company, like making computers company, that kind of company, Dell is the only one that is not marketing their new laptops and desktop computers as with AI integrated. I think AI is integrated, but they decided that it's not going to promote the sales of our computers, so we're not going to talk about it. But Apple and all the other ones, they are pushing AI, even though it's like the reaction among most people is like, when they hear about, we have AI integrated, then your reaction will most likely be, oh yeah, wonderful. How do I turn it off? Right? So why are they pushing AI? Now, I will use YouTube as an example because I am a YouTuber, and I have been on YouTube for actually 14 years, but that's my powerlifting vlog, which is kind of different because it's mostly just me documenting my lifting for my coach. But I've been a proper YouTuber for 10 years. Uh, so, I have some insight and some experience with this platform, and I have some opinions and some ideas on why they are pushing AI. Part of it is culture. These tech bros, they're not really the kind of, they seem to, now I'm generalizing here, okay, but they seem to be not the kind of people who will sit down under a tree to read a book. They're not really that kind of people. If you know what I'm trying to say here. So I think that they themselves think that AI is the best thing ever. And they also, probably most of them, have this attitude that creativity should be democratized, meaning that the process that we call creativity is not so important. It's just the result that matters. That's how I think these people think. That's their culture. But that alone can't explain why they're pushing AI, because they're also a company, and I can't see why AI slop is going to grow the platform. Now we're talking about YouTube, okay? So I don't see how it's going to grow the platform at all. Now, I'm going to get to the chat. I don't have so much time for today, but we'll have a short live stream here. And yeah, so I think It's about the money. And I have said this before. I'll say it again. If YouTube had started today or a year ago or something like that, they would not have had the ad revenue model. Now, I know they are bragging about all the money that they are paying out. Well, if, yeah, I'm sure they do, but it's like any serious YouTuber now, they will tell you that the ad revenue money, it's just not there. Well, it is there, but it's, as I often say, unless you're using rage bait and sensationalism, or you're a pretty girl, you're not going to get so much in ad revenue anymore. I have to, I have to really consider what to do moving forward on YouTube because it's financially not viable at all anymore. Luckily, it's not my job. I'm a novelist, so but still, there has to be some financial incentive to, because I do work quite hard with YouTube, even though I like to call it a hobby. But I think actually the reason why they are pushing AI is that they want creators like me and maybe you gone. They want to have the machines making the content. Now, these people, they don't have any morals, no ethics. So they are very comfortable with stealing, I should say, all the original content on YouTube that people have spent so much time and effort making. They will use that. They are using that to feed the AI. Now, of course, they're scraping the internet. They have scraped the internet completely at this point. These AI, models. And I think that I'm very aware that my content is being used to generate AI videos, as will your video be used, to because they just scrape the content, and so they will use that, but they don't. If you're a full-time YouTuber and you lose your job because of this, they don't care. They don't care. So this is the main reason. Now, if they had some adults in the room when they are making decisions, those adults would have said, you know what, this is a crap plan. It won't work. Because at the end of the day, you will lose. I mean, AI is now being trained on AI, if you get what I mean. They don't have enough content. So you're going to need those creators at the end of the day. And if another platform appears now that will not tolerate AI, and they have an ad revenue model that is good, YouTube will be gone in a matter of months. So, and people will now write Rumble. Oh, you go to Rumble. Yeah, I've been on Rumble for many years. I think I've made a total of $40. So this is the problem. It's like I'm actually honestly on YouTube now because the only reason why I keep up with this is that I'm just waiting for these kids. I'm saying kids, they might be 50 years old, but they're still kids. I'm just waiting for these kids to get a reality check so that they can change their ways. So I think that's a simple answer. They want real creators gone. They want to stop paying ad revenue. And you could say, well, they're paying ad revenue to the AI slop channels. Yeah, you know what's coming? I think what is coming is a different ad revenue model for those AI assisted or pure AI videos. And I think that YouTube is going to push hard to for the short format. We're seeing that already, and that is, by the way, probably one of the main reasons why most creators have seen a drop in the views. Because if you look at the homepage, it's mostly shorts filling up the space there. Someone called it, used the term real estate. Well, the real estate there is filled up with shorts. And the less space is given to long format videos, the less space is given to your video if you make long format videos. And if you want to make money on YouTube, you're going to have to make long format videos, because they use a very different ad revenue model for the shorts. You hardly make any money making shorts. Kaina Lawrence says, for generative AIs, don't you think creators like you might actually have an advantage eventually? People surely will seek out real people like you. Well, I hope so, but the problem is that when my videos are not being showed there on the homepage on YouTube, new people are not going to see my videos. And a very, very small percentage, like 2% of my subscribers, 2 or 3% of my subscribers regularly watch my videos. I'll say it again, 2 to 3% usually will watch my videos. That's all. That's what we call shadow banning, by the way. Some people might use a different term, but I mean, it's ridiculous. And then, the attitude seems to be among some people that, oh, you got 40,000 views on that channel, on that video on your main channel. Now, I'm not talking about this channel here, by the way. I have 4 channels on YouTube. So you got 40,000 views. That's great. Yeah, well, it's nothing if you want to make money on YouTube, and it's not popular when people say that. They say that they want to make money on YouTube, but you have to make money on YouTube if you're going to do it. I guess if I made no money on YouTube, I would make 1 video a month or something like that. So I'm just being honest with you guys. Just being honest with you. Is the culture a bigger reason than greed when it comes to why they are pushing AI? I don't know. I think culture is a big part of it. I think you can actually look at the mentality of these people, and deep within their minds, well, not so deep actually, but in their minds, there's this attitude, I think, that they know that they are not creative people. They know that they could never write a novel. They could never create art. And they know that about themselves, and they hate that about themselves. And because they hate that about themselves, they also hate those people who are true creatives. And they want us gone. They will deny that, of course, but I have met people like that. And when what's his name, Neil Mohan or something like that, the CEO of YouTube, when you hear him talking, he actually said that there is no difference between an AI video and a normal video. If it's a good AI video, that should be treated just like another good video. And he also said that they want to democratize YouTube so that people who these words, he used these words, who don't have the skills or equipment. Now, equipment is one thing. I'll just say a few words about that. But first, democratize YouTube so that people who don't have the skills can easily make videos using AI. I mean, hello, isn't part of the reason why we are being creative now? These people are not, but they are pretending to be. That you learn those skills, and that the dare I say the journey is the whole point. You learn those skills, you know. But they don't think that's important. These people, they would book a helicopter and have the helicopter put them on top of Mount Everest, and they would claim that that's the same as having climbed Mount Everest. You know. Now, another problem on YouTube is, in my opinion, the reaction videos, because well, a lot of people like those, but they should change how that is. The ad revenue should go to the creator of the original video. Something I should. What was the thing I should talk about here? I mentioned. I forgot. I forgot. But anyway. No, I forgot. Yeah. Well, but okay. I'll just scroll up here. Yeah. Well, it's like, with AI, it's so unnecessary to point it out, but it's like, no, I'm not going to talk about Iran or Trump and all of that. Yeah, well, when it comes to AI, I think we need to point out, and it shouldn't be necessary, that it's a good thing when it's used in, like, detecting cancer in X-ray images, for instance, and that sort of thing. But it has no place in any creative field. It just doesn't. Yeah, I guess when you in accounting, making computer software, maybe. I'm not really, but you know what I'm saying. It's not like AI is not. No, I'm not going to talk about Greenland either. It's like it has it's useful in some areas, of course, but not here. Not here. Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to say this because it's quite obvious what's going on here. Um, and it's like, I think that for me to continue to do YouTube now, I'm going to have sponsors in my videos. Not here, who would sponsor this? But my main channel and the outdoors channel, because it's not. I can make a video that is getting 50,000 views. I make maybe $60. You know, I can't keep doing that. It's not can't keep going like that. And so you can imagine, to even pay for traveling and cameras and all of that, you actually need to make a lot more money on the videos than that, and subscriptions to software and all of that crap. But if I do, I have decided that I will reach out to which companies I want to promote, because I'm not going to promote stuff I don't find useful. And it's like, I'm never going to promote something that was sent to me. Like some people, they want to send out some knives and stuff, and then they want me to promote it straight away. How can I do that? You have to. If I were to promote a knife, I would have to use it for quite some time before I can tell if it's a good knife. Yes, Kat, I enjoy my work, but that doesn't mean I can do it for free. I'm sure you wouldn't either. And then, if you do sponsored content, there will be people writing, "You sold your soul," and all of that. Yeah, well, it's no. Luckily, I'm the one making decisions concerning my financials, not unknown people on the internet. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to say this because I think that it's not being talked about so much, and I think it's so obvious. It's like this one golden rule, like follow the money. Follow the money and you will find the why. And I think these people pushing AI is part their culture, part their mentality, part their hatred for true creative people, but mostly money. That's what I think. Can you still find good videos on YouTube? Yes, absolutely. But you have to really search for them. There will never be. If beer and backroads was a person, saying, if you AI, I won't follow. There won't be any AI ever on my channels. And on my main channel, the Outdoors channel, there's a little Viking who walks in on the screen and he crushes the subscribe button. I think that one is very funny. And someone, of course, pointed out that there is no AI in your videos except maybe that little Viking. But the thing is, that's not AI. The designer was we talked about this, and I said there will be no AI on my channels. And he said he will never use that. He said, I'm never using AI. It's actually what we call an animation. You can do animation without AI. They did animations back in the day without AI. Yeah, the same with the books. Jamie, thank you. So none of that is AI. It's just an animation. And this is the thing, also when people, I have seen a couple of comments that, what's this, some AI slop? That was me walking through the winter forest in my Viking gear. People assume that if it's not someone just sitting in a room like this, it's AI. That's what they assume now. And that's dangerous development. Um, when they think that reality must be AI because it looks good, then that's quite telling, isn't it? Um, typical a good sponsor would be, like what's it called, Squarespace. I am going to have to build another um, website for my affiliate links, like gear I use and so on. And I could use Squarespace for that, and get maybe sponsored by Squarespace. A lot of people are, and that's a useful thing. It's a useful thing. It's not. It's just a great, good tool. And I'm sure they have AI in Squarespace. I don't know, but you don't need to use that, I think. And a VPN is also a useful thing. I think everyone should have a VPN and use a VPN. Um, Things like that, useful things. You will never see me promoting, like uh, video games or uh, some dubious um, pills to lose weight, things like that. Um, Underachiever says, those are rage bait comments, man. I can't believe they actually thought it was AI. Well, at least one of those comments seemed very genuine, actually. I have an instinct for recognizing rage bait, and it would have been written in a different way, actually. So, yeah. Um, so that's where we are. Let's hope that they change their ways. But I think for that to happen, they are going to have to lose more money. Um, and they're not there yet. And when they lose money, we as creators will lose money. So I am aware that for this to change, they will have to see a dip. They will have in views in total on the platform, and they will probably have to suffer much more than they are doing now. And they're going to make us creators pay for that. So I'm here now waiting it out. I hope they will change their ways. In my opinion, the shorts was a very foolish move. They're not TikTok. I think they want to be, but they're not. But again, as some people are saying, maybe they started with the shorts and pushing shorts to push out the real creators. And when they push out the real creators, they don't have to pay us. So keep fighting the good fight. We have to, you know. Yeah. Yeah, Jeffrey, good point. Most people have short attention spans now, so they like shorts, and that's it is a good point there. So I think that um, we as content creators, I don't like that word so much, but I make videos, but we should be more ethical about things. We should view ourselves as educators, and we should not do things that make things worse. We know that short format videos is terrible to your mind and your intellectual development. It's terrible. So the obvious conclusion is that, well, we should not do it then. Let's not make that content that is horrible to people's intellectual capabilities. Let's not make that content. Let's make good long format videos, because I believe that good long format videos are good for your intellectual development. Yeah, J Web, I'm sorry that happened. Yeah, so Jeffrey, 4 hour long video. Some people make very long videos. For me, when it comes to Viking Age content, I actually I don't want to end up in a situation where I have to, ask myself, well, what can I talk about now? Because it's not infinite, so I save a little bit in every video for the next one. But also, whenever I make longer videos, they tend to not do well at all on that channel. It's just the way it is. On Bjorn Outdoors, I can make longer videos, but I think that's, when you watch those videos, you are expecting longer videos, because here's a guy going out in the woods and he sets up its tent and makes a fire, makes some food and sleeps there, and next morning and all of that. So that's kind of, you expect a longer video there. Yeah. So that's all for now. I'm going to the dentist today, actually, yearly checkup. So I don't like that. I'm not very tough when it comes to going to the dentist, honestly. I don't have problems with my teeth, but it's like, I don't like it. I don't like it. They have this hook thing and all of that, No, I don't like that. Yeah. My son was calling, and I'm still on dad taxi duty. Yeah. Okay. Have a wonderful evening or day. We will talk soon. Okay. Bye-bye.